How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video here. I had a request from a viewer. He wanted to know how to put in a damper in a pipe. So what I have here is a 6-inch pipe and a damper, and I'm going to put it in the pipe just to show you how it's done. I'll show you what you need and how to do it. It's actually a pretty simple project. So let's get to it. Alright, first we're going to need a piece of 6-inch pipe. Now I just picked this pipe up. It's brand new. It's never been put together. I'll show you how to put this together. It's not that hard. Well, it could be, but it's not bad. So you need a 6-inch piece of pipe. You're going to need to buy yourself a damper. Now that pipe and this piece here, I picked it up at Lowe's for less than 20 bucks. We're going to need a drill. I'm going to use a drill. I have a tape measure. This is loose tape, and then another tape measure, and then I got a permanent marker, a small punch, and just something to mark on that stovepipe with so you can see it, because this is black. And I got a piece of aluminum flashing over here. Now this is optional, but I'll show you what I'm going to use this for. That's totally up to you. You can guess, but I'm going to use that piece of pipe there. So this is all we're going to need to put this pipe in. Now the drill bit in the end of here is a little smaller than this piece right here, going through the center of the damper. So let's get to it. Alright, our first step is we got to get this pipe together. And if you notice, it has a little U right here on this side, and this little piece here needs to go into that little piece right there. See how that is? This needs to go inside that. So the way you do that is you take this and you're going to bend it down and you're going to put it inside there. But it's going to take a little bit of pressure to get it in there. Now if you buy a piece of pipe and you're going to be putting it together, make sure you check this and make sure it's open. Sometimes you have to take a little screwdriver and stick in there and open that up right there, so you got enough room for this to fit into it. So you just want to take it, bend it down. You're going to bend your pipe down and you're going to slide it in and lock it into place. So I'm going to do that on the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this pipe up together, and I'm going to push down on it. Sometimes this could be a little tricky, but you can get it. You just have to take your time. Push down. Looks like you're going to destroy your pipe. It'll be okay. Okay, now we got the pipe in. Now it don't look round anymore, so what we're going to do is we're going to make it round. We're just going to kind of squish it, make it look round again. Now we have a round pipe again. But that's how you lock the pipe into place first. And you can keep making sure it's round. You're going to push that in back out where we snapped it in. And it looks pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. So now we have our round piece of pipe. What I need to do is get a measurement on all the way around this thing. I apologize for the noise. We have some rain coming in, and it's going to get a little bit loud, but I'll try to speak loud enough that you can hear me. Now, this is the tape measure. I have a few of these in my garage, and this is for me to measure round stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the tape measure, and I'm going to measure around the pipe. And as we go around, we're just going to pinch it and get our measurement. We're going to just go from this seam right here, the seam. Just go from your seam. Put it on the 1-inch mark. Right like so. And just go around your pipe till you come back to that seam. and we come up with 19 inches. We got 19 inches. So now, I'll show you what I'm going to do with that measurement. I cut me a piece of aluminum flashing. It's just a little bigger than the 19. Now you don't have to use this if you don't want. It's almost 24. So what I did is, I took 19 and divided it by 2. And I come up with 9.5. And I just took a permanent marker and marked 9.5 inches right here. Alright, I'm going to take our piece of aluminum flashing to set on the table. I'm going to take it, lay it right at the bottom of there, and we're going to overlap this piece of aluminum flashing. And I want to get this seam right here. You can see my black dot right there, one black dot here, and one way over here. I want to put that seam about in the middle, as close to the middle as I can. Then I'm just going to take these two, put them together, and I'm going to put a piece of tape on them. This is just going to hold it in place until I can get it marked. And all this piece of pipe here is doing is just holding it so my holes are straight across from each other and up and down. We don't want one to be way down and way up. We want them to be pretty level on there. So all this piece of aluminum is just to hold it into place until I can get it marked. I'll take my soapstone, a small piece of soapstone, and I'll mark here where the black dot is. Then I'll come to the other side and do the same thing. Now this could be done freehand. You don't have to use the piece of aluminum flashing if you don't want. That's totally up to you. I just want it to be right. This gives me the same distance up on both sides. So I know that I'm square this way, and I know I'm square this way. Now all I'm going to do, but I still have this on here, I'm going to take a small punch and punch this. And I'll punch this side. So now we guaranteed we know where that piece of pipe goes. We know where a damper goes. Sorry. Okay, now the drill bit that I have here is just a little smaller than this here. Just a small bit, it's just a tiny bit smaller. You could probably drill this just about any size you want, but I wouldn't go too big. I wouldn't go bigger than this because we want a little bit of resistance against this. So now all I'm going to do now is we're going to take the drill and we're going to drill our holes in here. And make sure our pipe is round again. So we got 2 holes drilled where our damper needs to go. Now before I go on, I wanted to show you guys something. These are made from cast iron and they're not really thick. They're actually pretty thin cast iron. On further inspection of this thing, I should have done it before I bought it. But if you look right here, there is a crack. You can see the crack. It goes up through there and all the way across here, and there's paint over it. So I know that I didn't crack this. This was painted after it was cracked. So be careful and make sure that you look your damper over before you buy it, that it has no cracks in it. That's one thing we don't want. This is a 6-inch damper, and that we're putting it in a 6-inch pipe. So in order to get this thing apart, you're going to push in on this and twist it. And then you're going to pull this guy, twist it, and pull this out. So you have just this, okay? So now what I want to do is get this guy to go through the pipe. Okay, now we got it through the pipe. It fits through the pipe. Alright, this is going to be the hardest part you're going to have to do to get this thing in. And what we're going to do is we got to get this through there and slide that notch up on these pieces. So I'm going to do it from this side, if I can do this, because you guys are on that side. So we're going to go through here. We're going to weave it through this. Do our other side. Finding the hole's the hard part. We're going to get it in like that. Have to turn this guy. Okay, I hope you've seen that. Our damper is now into place. Wasn't that hard of a process, but it worked out okay. And that's how the damper is installed. Now, if you don't want to use the aluminum, or you don't have a piece of aluminum to lay on here to mark your holes, you could just measure across your 9.5 inches, and then you could measure up however high you want your damper put in, and then measure up over here however high you want your damper to put in, and then punch your holes and drill them. I just did that because for me it's just a little easier, and I normally use something flat and wrap it around for pipe if I want to cut it so it's straight. And I thought it would work well on this, so I used it. You don't have to use that. You can do it however you want, as long as they're straight across from each other and the same height. This turned out really nice. Now I won't be using that damper. I don't need this damper. I bought it to make the video, so I'll take it back. It's cracked anyhow, so we don't want it. Make sure you inspect your damper real well before you buy it. Other than that, as you can see, this damper turned out really well on this piece of pipe. Turned out really nice. I drilled the holes a little bit smaller and had to put a little bit more force into putting them in, but as you notice, when I turn this, it stays where I want it. It does not flop around. There's no play in this damper at all. It's nice and tight. So when I set it somewhere, it's going to stay there. Now they do have a spring on here to help that process. If you want to drill them the holes bigger, you can if you'd like. I do like to make sure my seam is in the back so I don't see it in the front of my stove. I like to have the seam in the back. It makes it look better. So that's putting the damper in. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Don't forget, if you want the alerts, click the little bell down there, and when I post a new video, you'll get an alert. Thanks for watching.